Greetings everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Lady Starfire and I'm here to bring you some more witchy tips. So today I want to talk to you about a topic. Some people don't necessarily like being called a witch. Me personally, I love it. Okay, I wear it. I enjoy it. I worked really hard for this. Okay, so I like being called a witch. If you don't, that's okay. There's different terminologies. Okay. The word witch actually means wise one. Okay. So it, goes back to the old days, way back. So anyway, I think I've talked about that before, so I'm not going to go into it again. But anyway, as a general rule, your practitioners are referred to as a witch. You have your high magic people usually prefer to be called a magician, all of which is okay. And then you have those that maybe they don't like the word witch so much, so they use the word occultist. All of them are fine. You choose what works for you. So in different traditions, everything is called something different. And I'm going to destroy this word. So those of you who speak French, please forgive me. But I did get the pronunciation, and I tried to get it the best I could, and I have it written down to try to get it as well as possible. But in French, witch is, let's see if I can get this, sorcière. I think it's right. Close anyway. Consider I don't speak French. I think it's pretty close. Anyway, in German, it's hex. Okay, I'm just going to make sure I get these right. Italian is strega. And Spanish is bruja. Okay. A voodoo high priestess is a mambo. There's mambo, mamba, some variations in there depending on where you're at and stuff, and male and female. Hoodoo is a root worker. Okay. They don't usually associate as much with the witch stuff and magic as we do, but it's still, a lot of the similarities there. Japanese is manyo. I believe it's the way you pronounce that. Now, an occultist, all right, is someone who believes in supernatural powers, manipulating energies, these sorts of things, okay? Which is basically what a witch magician is, okay? But now, like my husband, he does not refer to himself as a witch. He would probably use more the word occultist if he used one. He believes in manipulating energies. He just doesn't choose the word witch. He doesn't really do so much spell work. Okay. I enjoy it. I like my candles. I like my incense. I like all of these things. I enjoy these things. Okay. So everybody has their own ways of doing it. And it goes back to my saying of everyone is right and no one is wrong, as long as you're not harming. Okay. So, but things that tend to fall under occultist, and I've got a list, so I make sure I don't forget any of them. I'm sure there's probably some more. But anyway, things that, titles, okay, are things that you do that kind of fall under just the word occultist, witch, magician, whatever, depending on what path you're following. Are things like, your sorcerer, sorceress, all right, which later became magician too. So anyway, that's all part of the high magic part. Hag, enchantress, charmer, alchemist, clairvoyant, conjurer. Conjurer tends to fall under some of your voodoo, Santeria, hoodoo, all of those sorts of things. They also tend to use the word conjurer. Diviner, enchanter, medium, necromancer, seer, shaman, soothsayer, witch, magician, on and on and on. Okay. So, all of these things that deal with believing in, using, manipulating, okay, your supernatural powers, your energies, whatever, however you want to put that, okay, it's all the same thing. So choose your word that fits you. As a general rule, someone who refers to themselves as a witch practices, magic. We do spell work. We have rituals. Not to say that everybody does all of those, okay? And I mean, because within witch, you've got your light, your dark, your white, your black, your positive, your, negative, good, evil, whatever words you want to use for it, okay? Of course, I recommend not doing black magic or dark magic or negative magic, whatever word in there. That means going against the free will of another, okay? So, let's pay attention to what we're doing. Make sure that your intent is good, whatever word you use for yourself, okay? And like I said, all of them are right. It's whatever feels right to you, okay? Because I get so many people that are like, oh, I don't want to be called a witch. I'm not a witch. Okay, well, don't be a witch. It doesn't matter, okay? Just because I am, and I that's something that I like. It's a name, a title, or whatever that I personally like. It doesn't mean that you have to use it, okay? Like I said, most of your people that practice high magic, they don't use the word witch. They use magician. That's okay too. Yeah. It's one of those things that I guess my problem with the word magician is because of the ones that pull rabbits out of hats, that sort of thing. And I don't want that correlation with it, that misunderstanding. It's just like when they decided to change the spelling of the word magic and add a K to it, it drives me insane because they wanted to separate from them. Well, we were around before they were, and it's always been magic. I think maybe in Europe or somewhere they spell it with a K. I don't. I won't. If you like it better that way, that's okay too. Because once again, it's your magical path, okay? It's your life, so do it the way you want. Do it the way it feels right to you, okay? Once again, heading and it harm none, right? Okay, so anyway, but tell me down in the comments, okay? What type of witch are you? All right? What word do you use to describe you? Are you a witch, a magician, an occultist? Are you a bruja or whatever? Okay, so tell me. I really would like to know, and hit that like and subscribe while you edit if you haven't already. Okay, but I like knowing how other people see themselves, name themselves, whatever word you want, however you want to phrase that. Okay, so anyway, but what makes sense to you? I've been doing this a really long time, and so when I started learning, there, at least in my circle of area, because we didn't have internet back then, there was only so many names of things other than the other countries, your Strega and things like that. That's just their word for witch. But, there wasn't necessarily a whole lot of different things. Pretty much it was witch or magician. I'm not real sure how long occultist has been around. I mean, I'm sure it's been around because it's referred to as the occult as far as what we do. But, as far as people using that as a title, I think it's a cool one as well. I think that's an awesome way to do it, especially for somebody that isn't high magic and using the word magician, and maybe for whatever reason doesn't like the word witch. Because occultist to me is kind of all encompassing. All right. So I guess you could call me a occultist witch. So, because I incorporate so much into my path, I just have always been very proud to be a witch. And so, but like I said, in the word occultist, I do like that one as well, because it's kind of like the word pagan, which incorporates all of the branches of non-Christian. Okay. Occultist incorporates kind of everybody too, within this side. But that's more the practitioner word. And so, yeah, that one's actually a pretty cool title. And I know there is one out there that I watch periodically that I really like, and she refers to herself as an occultist. And I think it's actually, a pretty cool thing, and she does awesome work too. So, but anyway, so I just, been hearing people that are, trying to figure out what kind of title to go by. What am I? You know, it's not for anybody else to say, okay? It's up to you. Make yourself in the, whatever form fits you, fits your life, your belief system. Because, I mean, it can be different depending on exactly what your belief system is. There are people that consider themselves witches that don't necessarily practice witchcraft because being a witch is really just is being pagan, and it's respecting the earth and nature and life in general, and trying to live right and not harming. So witchcraft is a verb. That's the action of burning candles, your incense, manipulating the energies to make your life better in some manner. Okay, so anyway, I hope this helps you to understand some things. And don't forget, leave me a comment. Tell me, are you a witch? Are you an occultist? Are you a magician? What are you? And, just remember underneath all of that, there's so many variations and branches off. So let me know what works for you. Okay. Anyway, until the next time, everybody, please don't forget to click all the buttons and leave me comments and share the love. Okay. Just remember, I love you. And till the next one, blessed be.